Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of Surratt, and that is going to be featuring their new liquid blushes. I have two shades. I'm so excited to try these. These were actually teased by Surratt in December of 2019. And they're just now coming out. I've been waiting for these for such a long time. The other things that I received in that order to sort of round out the full face, I got this Artistique blush in this, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this shade, Chaleur? It's meant to be kind of a bronzy shade, like a bronzing shade. This is how their blushes come in their box. And they're meant to be put into Surratt palettes. I don't do that. They're not magnetic. They have a sticker that you peel this off and then you stick them in the palettes. I don't agree with that as a system. Much prefer magnets. And so actually how I keep my Surratt products is in a Z palette. These are all my Surratt cheek products. So I had room for one more and I knew which one it was gonna be, but these all have magnets attached to the back of them now. And then I also picked up their Noir lash tint. It's a very like slim little tube compared to like a standard mascara. And then the last thing I got was just replacing the order. I got a sample of their Perfectionniste Primer. Actually a pretty generous sized sample. So I will try the primer today and I'm gonna try it on just half my face so we can see what it does. I think I have mostly everything else that I will need to do this full face. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start with the primer. Ooh, it's super liquidy. I put it on my fingers expecting it to be a little thicker. It's like a liquid. So one of the reasons I never tried the primer is because it's $95. It's $95. Surratt is an expensive brand. It is luxury. It's meant to be inspired by like the Japanese makeup aesthetic, which is a little bit more like effortless washes of color, but it's definitely a luxury brand. I've built my Surratt collection over time. You'll see like the number of blushes that I have and the number of eyeshadows that I have. I mostly ordered those off of sites like Bluemercury and Net-a-Porter when they were running like crazy sales and they were like $8 a piece or $12 a piece. That's how I'm able to have as many as I do because they're pretty expensive. I'm trying to see what it says about the primer. So, perfect canvas for flawless foundation application, soothing water-based emulsion, blend of oil-absorbing powders, eliminates shine and dullness. That's interesting. Creates a pore blurring skin softening effect. Follow with the foundation formula of your choice. I put it on this side. It did make my skin feel pretty soft and it did kind of mattify. I have my skin, you know, prepped with moisturizer, so this side without the primer is a little stickier than this side. I don't necessarily think that I see any blurring. No, not really. But that's fine. So the foundation I'm going to use today, Surratt has two. They have the Surreal Skin, which is in a tube with a wand at the top, and then they have the Dewdrop, which is in this little bottle. I'm using the shade 5. So that's that. It's definitely, you know, lightweight and everything. And I'm just going to use this brush. This is a Sephora 56, which is actually one of my favorite foundation brushes. And I'm just going to blend this in. I film on my phone, just so anyone who's wondering is aware, which means I don't have a monitor. I use my front-facing camera because it's the higher quality camera. And it also means I can't see what I'm doing. It's a really strange way to do this because I just have to set it up and then like not move and guess. And then I'm also like clearly in my bedroom, so I have to like take this down when I'm done every time. And even if I didn't, my cat would probably knock it over every time. She sometimes does it while I'm filming. That's why the angle changes so often. And I use natural light, thank goodness, but that's also why the lighting changes so often. So it's just really strange. So that's why sometimes I have to like double check her foundation's on, and it's just very skin light. It's still definitely sheer coverage. And then I'm just tapping in the spots that I see didn't blend so well with the brush. This is the concealer that I have. So this is the Perfectionniste Concealer Palette. Mine is in the shade 3. It is 2 cream concealers of different shades and slightly different tones, so you can mix for what you need. And then this is a setting powder that's super finely milled. So I'm just gonna go into this peachier shade and dab on the inside of my eyes. I am going to use my Rare Beauty concealer brush, which I've really been enjoying, to just finish blending that in after tapping it on with my finger. And I'm using the peachier shade just to help cover some of the discoloration under my eyes right now. So now I'm going to take this darker color and just work on my nose a little. That is the spot on my face that I have a lot of redness, and a lot of foundations don't really like being there. It is what it is. But that's it. I don't really spot conceal much on my face. It's just not what I prefer to do, so I don't do it. I'm just gonna tap into this powder and just very gently set under my eyes. It is a super soft, super finely milled powder. All right, I think it's time for blush. Okay, so I love blush. I love cream blushes, liquid blushes, all the blushes. I got 2 shades. I got Cantaloup and Classique. I think I have both of those in powder shades as well. This is the Classique powder. So that's the swatch of the Classique powder. This is the Cantaloup powder. It's the Cantaloup powder. Use care when opening. Air pressure may cause formula to flow to the top. That's terrifying, but let's do it. Here is the packaging. It has this little sponge. They call it a bingo dabber top, and that is what it looks like. The sponge is just a little firmer. I'm gonna twist up until we get product. Oh, this one already, okay. Air pressure may cause flow to the top. There's a bunch in the cap. I'm gonna use some of what's in the cap because these are expensive and I don't wanna waste it. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, so that's just a light swatch of the Classique liquid. It is a liquid, I guess, but it's a little thicker than you would expect, like for something called a liquid blush. It's just lighter than a cream for sure. So that's exciting. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, let's see if we can get Cantaloup to come up. That's it coming up through the center. And I'll do the swatch with the dabber. This one is definitely more sheer. That is such a pretty color too. It's just, I mean, it's obviously very sheer, very light. And Classique is brighter and bolder, but they're both really pretty shades. Oh, okay. I'm actually not gonna like bingo dab it on my cheeks. I just don't feel like that's gonna work the way that I want it to. I'm gonna do one on one cheek, one on the other cheek, and then we'll go back and sort of blend things together to try to get them to look the same. You probably think I'm crazy, but I'm actually going into the cap to use the Classique that's there. So it was quite a bit. I'm not gonna waste it. Okay. Look at how pretty that is. Okay, I'm setting that down. I'm grabbing this e.l.f. stipple just because there was a lot left on that brush and it just felt like a lot. So blending it out with a brush with no product. They definitely, I know that they were meant to be like watercolor blushes, and so the sheerness doesn't really surprise me. And they do kind of just blend out to be this pretty wash of color. Wow. I know sometimes I seem dramatic, but this is like my true appreciation for makeup. This is why. It's why I decided to do the channel, and it's why this is like my only current hobby, because this is real. These emotions are genuine. Okay, so this is the same e.l.f. stipple, but I wiped off all the Classique that's on it. We're gonna blend this one in. For being as sheer as that one was, it goes on relatively, I mean, there's definitely color there, and I think it's a very like sweet color. Right, that's so pretty. Put some of that one on this side. So again, this is Classique, Cantaloup, and now I'm just gonna even them out. It's so blushy, it's so pretty. I'm gonna try Chalour, the bronzy color, and see what it looks like on me. So I'm just using this little Sonia G Classic Face. I'm picking up some powder, and we'll go up here first. This is the Torche Lumiere in the shade Dior. These are so pretty. They come in 3 shades. They are probably one of my like prettiest cream highlights. So pretty. I usually pick like gold yellow tone things, not even because I think that they're the most flattering for my skin, just because I'm a sucker and drawn to gold highlights. But I think that sits quite nicely on top of the blush. We've done most of the face now. Let's do eyes. This is my collection of Surratt eyeshadows. They are, again, like just, they're not really like any other eyeshadow formula that I own. They're very soft, but not in a like kick up powdery soft kind of way. They're just soft. They again are sort of all in there with little magnet patches, so I don't know any of the shade names. But this is just like a light beige. I don't know why I decided I could have done this so much better. I'm an idiot. I wasn't really thinking about like my cheek color, and then I'm just like, ooh, grungy greens, yes. They're lightly pigmented, but it's like you can just tell that it's on purpose, right? Like it's not a failure of the formula, it is the formula. And now I'm gonna do something maybe stupid, but I have this one shade that's like very glittery, and I'm just gonna do that one all over the lid. So I started doing this like dark look, and I'm like, it is gonna be 80 degrees outside today, and I want the windows open, and when I go walk the dogs, I wanna feel like a shimmery sheer goddess. So that's how we're doing this. I might wear a dress today, just for fun, because the weather's nice. Oh, so much fallout. I'm an idiot. Oh, look at all the glitter on my cheeks. Look at it. Okay, that's fine. So you know one of the things that, one of those lies that YouTubers tell you is the sweeping off your whatever, sweeping off the fallout. I have never successfully done that. I have only ever smeared it into my face. So if you too struggle with that, you're not alone. And if you don't struggle with it, why? What are you doing? Right? That seems like the motion. Yeah, nothing. It's all still there. Anyway, so that's eyes. We're gonna just let it be. I have 2 eyebrow products from Surratt, so let's move on to that. So one is their pencil. I really like this pencil. It's refillable. On the end, you have a spoolie that's very sturdy. And then this part, you just pop out. That's your, when you go to replace, that's all you need to replace. Pop that in. I use the shade Raven, which is the like black shade. And then this is, what is this? The Expressioniste Brow Pomade in the shade Deep Brown. And this is relatively new. They used to do a clear one, and now they have the tinted ones. I'm just gonna brush my brows up a little bit with that spoolie. I'm gonna go in with the brow pomade, so it's on this wand, and yeah, it's really interesting. And then just comb it in. So that's a brow with just the pomade, and I'm gonna show you just what this one would look like. So that's with just the brow pencil, and then I'm gonna go in with this. So I do have to be careful with the pomade because it is tinted. So if I go like outside of my brow, it can like smear it all over, and user error means I'm prone to that happening. Let's now try the Noir lash tint. Very excited about this. Look at, oh, what is that? Okay, I'm very excited about this, and I'm also a little scared because what is this? All right, can you see? Yeah, can I see? I think so. So obviously this is with and this is without. I mean, it definitely defines my lashes really well. It's just interesting to see them, like, it doesn't add a lot of volume. The quantity of lashes I have is greater than usual. It's a very delicate mascara. In some ways it reminds me of like the effects of like the Glossier Lash Slick and other things that are just really like simple. They're lash defining, but they don't do, you know, much besides that, which I don't really hate. I think it's just a different kind of look. It almost makes me look like more doe-eyed than when my lashes are super thick. Is their loose powder. So this is the Diaphane Loose Powder Compact. I'm going to be really careful with this. So it's a compact, it has the little cover like cushion foundations, and then the powder is loose and it's in here with a little net over it. And then when you want to refill this is another one of those things that I got like very on sale. But when you want to refill this, you can pop that little compact out in the center and just refill that. So you're not throwing out the whole compact. And Surratt does try to do some things like that, which I appreciate, the like refillable packaging. So I'm just gonna press this on like here and then buff it in. And it does that thing where it like mattifies but with glow. Okay, so that's the Surratt powder, and I think you can see like on my forehead and stuff where it does that thing where it kind of reduces shine but adds like radiance, which I think is just a kind of a neat effect. And especially for, you know, summer, if you want, and there are a lot of powders that do this now, but if you want that, like you want mattifying because you don't want to look greasy, but you don't want to look dry and flat, glowy powders do that. The last thing I have is lip products. I have a lip gloss, and then I have these Lipsliques. I have these in 2 shades. So I have the shade Ritzy, which is this pink, a cool toned pink, and then I have Ladybug, which is actually one of my like favorite lip colors. So that's Ladybug, and they're just meant to be like sheer and shiny and very on trend right now. I love the brand. I think it's just this very effortless look. They're very sophisticated products. They're easy to use, but they're all like just a little bit innovative, whether it's packaging or formula. And I really appreciate that about the brand and what they're doing as well. I really like these liquid blushes, and they came out in 4 shades. I got 2. I could see myself at some point picking up the other 2, Parfait and Barbea Papa, which is Parfait is like a corally pink, and then Barbea Papa is like a cool toned pink. And I think this face of makeup came out looking very pretty. I don't know if you could see the cat just jump on my desk, but she did. Over the next couple of weeks, I will be moving. So I actually had already packed up my Surratt lipsticks and had to pull them out, which is why I don't have the glosses, because they are also packed. And I was like, well, I have one thing, so I'm moving on. So I will be moving soon. That's one of the reasons that keeping up with content is hard, because I have a lot going on. We've got a lot of things to do. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna have more space. I'm gonna be able to leave a tripod up. So nice. Okay, so anyway, so hopefully after the move, content will be much easier to make than it is in my current space, with having to like set up, take down, and navigate all the things that I have to navigate in front of me to do it. Anyway, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Surratt products. Let me know if you have any questions about any of them. And please like, subscribe, and I will see you again soon. My coffee's still hot. Nope. There's cat hair on everything. Also, this is my bed. It's not fully made because there's a cat sleeping on it and she's tucked in, so I couldn't move her.